First item on the agenda is a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion we approve the agenda as written with a tabling of item 2.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
What did you say?
We tabled item 2. Changed the agenda to table.
You're going to table this one?
Right. And that'll be until we get a little more information, and then we'll bring it back.
Okay.
All right. Approval of the minutes.
Make a motion we approve the minutes of the last meeting as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Old business, we have no old business. And new business, we're going to enter into a public hearing for the GA ordinance changes. We're going to allow all interested members of the public an opportunity to comment on the proposed ordinance, and then we will leave the public hearing and go back into the regular business for the evening. Do I have a motion?
To enter into it?
Yes.
Make a motion we enter into the public hearing regarding general assistance ordinance changes.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. This is a yearly thing. It's just a housekeeping thing. The state has changed the numbers on general assistance as far as how much people can get, whether it's single, married, 3 people, 4 people. So it's just changing the amount that people can get under general assistance, and we have to do it in a public hearing once a year. So if anybody has any comments or concerns about the general assistance, you're welcome to come up and speak now. Hearing none, a motion.
Make a motion that we are signing these changes. Yes, Lorraine?
Oh, yes. Can we have the changes right here?
Make a motion that the town of Acton adopt the changes as just given to us by the state of Maine.
Second.
All in favor?
Can I borrow your pen, sir?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Make a motion we close the public hearing and return to our regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Next, item 3, we have appointments. We have Victoria Erickson to be the public health officer.
Make a motion we appoint Vicki Erickson as our public health nurse.
Second.
All in favor? No problem. Okay, the next one is to appoint Robert Smith as an alternate member of the planning board until June 30th, 2012.
Make a motion that we appoint Robert Smith as a planning board alternate.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, next one is to appoint Virginia Shea as an election warden from November 10th through until November 10th.
Make a motion that we appoint Virginia Shea as a election warden.
Second.
All in favor? And the last one is to appoint Carl Litchfield as an election warden until November 10th of 2011.
Make a motion that we appoint Carl Litchfield as an election warden.
Second.
All in favor? Oh. Sorry. Yeah. Do you have the reciprocity agreement for us to sign?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next item is we're going to sign an agreement for the Bureau of Motor Vehicles for reciprocity with Shapley for collection of excise tax in case of an emergency situation. This is if we have the town hall closed because of weather or lost power, people can still go to Shapley and register their vehicles while the town hall is closed, and then Shapley will give us the excise tax, and the same thing if Shapley is closed during a storm, Acton can collect excise tax for Shapley.
And this was signed by the Shapley Board of Selectmen 2 weeks ago at their meeting. So make a motion that we sign the reciprocity agreement with Shapley regarding excise tax.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, next item is holiday closings. We've got Friday, November 11th, we will be closed, that's Veterans Day. On Thursday, the 24th and 25th of November, we'll be closed for Thanksgiving. There'll be no select board meeting on the 24th of November, so there will be one meeting in November on November 10th. All right, now, we have some policies that our policy committee has brought forward, and tonight we're going to do the first reading, and then we will discuss them, and then make a determination at the next meeting whether we will adopt them or not. So, the first one is access to public meetings.
Alrighty. In compliance with the laws of the state of Maine regarding the Freedom of Information Act, MRSA number 401, all persons are entitled to attend public proceedings and to make a recording of the proceedings using any media. Recordings and live broadcasts must be conducted in a non-disruptive manner. The entity conducting the public proceedings may make reasonable rules and regulations governing these activities as long as the said rules or regulations do not prohibit such taping, filming, or recording. It was adopted December 3rd, 2009, and amended October 27th, 2011.
The next one is emergency closure.
The municipal offices and transfer station may be closed in the event of a weather or other public emergency. Every attempt will be made to service the townspeople of Acton while keeping the safety of our employees in mind. During extreme weather conditions, the office manager will consult with a road commissioner about road conditions. The office manager will then decide whether to delay the opening or close the town services. The Board of Selectmen, Transfer Station Superintendent, and department heads will be notified immediately of this decision. Whenever possible, a decision will be made at least 2 hours before the scheduled opening of municipal services. Employees who are scheduled to work will be notified of any delay or closure by their immediate supervisor. Employees should direct questions or concerns to their immediate supervisor. The office manager will make every attempt to notify the public of an emergency closing via the town's website, local news and cable television station, as well as updating the voicemail on the town's telephone system. The board recognizes, depending on the emergency, all of these methods of notifying the public made available. This was adopted December 12, 2006, and amended January 13, 2011, and amended again October 27, 2011.
Okay, thank you. Next one is daily deposit.
The purpose of this procedure is to describe the monetary flow from customers to the town's accounts. All payments received by the town are entered into an online system. The system-generated receipt is issued to the customers at the time of payment. The daily receipt audit application records records the amount and type of payment in cash, check, or debit card. Cash. The cash on hand at the end of the day is reconciled to the account of cash entered into the daily receipt audit application by the town clerk or assistant. After any discrepancies are resolved, the cash the cash is hand delivered to the treasurer's safe no later than 24 hours after receipt. The treasurer's office will issue a receipt to the town clerk immediately upon receipt of any cash. All cash will be stored overnight in a locked safe or vault. When the accumulated cash reaches an agreed-upon amount approved by the Board of Selectmen, the treasurer or authorized staff member will personally transport the cash to the bank for deposit to the town's account. Checks. Checks received by the town clerk, tax collector, are submitted to the treasurer within 24 hours of receipt. All checks are received or scanned into the Sanford Institution for Savings, SIS, Remote Deposit Capture Service, RDCS. The treasurer is responsible for processing the checks through the RDCS within 24 hours of receipt. SIS credits the town's account on the next business day. The checks are never physically delivered to the bank. The treasurer will store the deposited checks in the vault for a minimum of 90 days, maximum of 180 days, after the stated holding period. The treasurer will shred the checks. This was adopted in September 3rd, 2009, amended October 22nd, 2009, and amended again October 27th, 2011.
Thank you. Next one is demolition debris disposal.
It is the policy of the town of Acton that a demolition debris disposal permit is required before disposing of demolition debris at the town's transfer station. Permits are issued only for projects originating in Acton. Furthermore, hazardous material is not accepted at the transfer station. Demolition debris disposal permits are issued by the Code Enforcement Office. A permit will be issued after a building permit is granted. Disposal permits are also required for projects that do not require a building permit but result in demolition debris. The permits are free of charge and are valid for 90 days after the date of issue. Extensions, if necessary, are available from the Code Enforcement Office. A permit must be presented at the transfer station each time debris is delivered. This was adopted originally in February 18, 2010, amended January 13, 2011, and amended again October 27, 2011.
Thank you. Payment by debit and credit cards.
The town will accept debit and credit cards from the following companies: American Express, Discover, and MasterCard. Due to changes in Visa rules took place on January 4th, 2010, Visa debit and credit cards are acceptable only for real estate and personal property tax payments. Persons paying by debit or credit card are subject to a surcharge transaction fee set by the individual card company. This amount will be added to the total bill and collected when the bill is paid. This policy was adopted originally December 17th, 2009, amended January 13th, 2011, and amended again October 27th, 2011.
Thank you. And the last one is property scheduled for foreclosure.
Payments to the town on property scheduled for foreclosure and the disposition of foreclosed property. Owners of property are required to pay the full amount stated on the lien to avoid foreclosure. It is advisable to consult with the treasurer or tax collector to determine the exact amount due, as interest continues to accumulate until the payment is made. The town will not accept partial or installment payments. Acceptable forms of payment are cash, certified check, bank check, or money order. Debit and credit cards are also acceptable only if the issuer of the cards allows any surcharge to be passed directly to the cardholder and not to the town. If the owner pays the balance before the foreclosure date, the treasurer will file a discharge notice for that lien with the York County Registry of Deeds, and the owner will retain ownership of the property. In the case of multiple liens, the owner is still responsible for all taxes, fees, and interest that have accrued on other tax bills for the same property. When an owner fails to pay the amount of the lien in full, including fees and interest, title to the property passes automatically to the town of Acton on the scheduled foreclosure date. The Board of Selectmen has several options regarding disposition of the foreclosed property. Specifically, retain ownership of the property for municipal use, sell the property in auction, sell the property by sealed bid, or sell the property to the owner of record on the foreclosure date. If the property is sold, a quitclaim deed will be issued to the new owner once full payment, including back taxes and fees, are paid. The Board of Selectmen's choice is subject to approval at the annual town meeting.
Okay, we thank the policy committee for bringing these forward to us, and we will vote on them at our next selectmen's meeting. And now we're on to other business. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to discuss with us? No? Okay, announcements. I've got one. The ambulance association is running a raffle right now. If you can see anybody that's on the fire department or the ambulance, if you'd like to purchase raffle tickets, they'll be drawing the first week in December, and the prizes you will have to see on the raffle tickets, because they have a whole assortment of prizes that are involved in it rather than listing them all. So if you want to help donate, they're raising the money to go towards their new ambulance fund.
Okay, I've got a couple. Continuing to look for a cable committee member, in case anyone's interested out there. Also, absentee ballots for the November 8th, 2000 election are now available in the town clerk's office. Please note that due to a recent law change, the deadline for requesting an absentee ballot is the end of business on Thursday, November 3rd, 2011, unless an unforeseen emergency occurs. To request an absentee ballot, you may do so online at www.maine.gov/ well, a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm going to not try to bore people with all those letters. Please check on our website. Or contact the town clerk's office at 636-3131, extension 401. Voters may also visit the hall during regular business hours and vote in person using their absentee ballot. We'll give you a private room to do that. Second notice is that Ken Paul will yet again be hosting a class on erosion and sediment control practices for contractors or anyone who is interested. Actually, Ken is hosting the Department of Environmental Protection, who will be running the class. So, fall, winter, basic and advanced erosion and sediment control practices, Tuesday, November 29th, 2011, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and you can sign in between 8 to 8:30. The cost is $40, and checks should be made payable to the town of Acton. Registration deadline is 8 days prior, so you need to be registered by November 21st. So you can sign in between 8 and 8:30, but you may not register between 8 and 8:30. You have to be registered prior to the date of the class. So if you have any questions, please give Linda or Ken a call, 636-3497, extension 410, or you can always email him as well at ceo@actonmaine.org. And that workshop takes place right here at the Town Hall in Acton, Maine.
Great. You have anything?
No, sir.
All right.
I would like to make a motion to adjourn, please.
I will second.
All in favor? Thanks for coming.